Hannah Yeoh is a household name these days. When she made the move from the Subang Jaya state seat to contest the parliamentary seat in Segambut, she found herself treated like a celebrity. And her meteoric rise continued with a thumping 82% win in GE14 and her appointment as Deputy Women, Family and Community Development Minister. The journey has come with some changes.
In Subang Jaya, the last 10 years, I have been able to walk around in malls or public places without being recognized. But now I find that is quite a problem now without being stopped for photograph. And we are all learning to cope. I think it's a Malaysia Baru thing. What I do to cope with this, I do ensure that I don't neglect Segambut. Monday to Friday, we are expected to be with the ministry, the Putrajaya, and Saturday is where I go back to my kawasan Segambut. So we have a team of assistants to help us manage Monday to Friday, and then Saturday is when I grab the opportunity to go down and meet as many residents as possible. Yeah.
Are you personally a bit overwhelmed at all the changes that have happened in the last 10 years? If you think back to the run-up to the 2008 election,
Yeah.
you know, things were so different back then. Do you ever sit back and think, wow, I can't believe all this is happening?
I think I'm very thankful that I fought for a cause and it has taken only 10 years for me to see the fruit. But for people like Kit Siang, he fought for a long time to see this fulfilled. And also there are people who fought but never had a chance to see this, like Mr. Kapal Singh. And I count myself very privileged to be able to witness 9th of May, because for the longest time, everything that we did, we were always defined by the cannots. A lot of that mindset has resulted in brain drain. A lot of good people have given up on this nation and moved. But I think now, with the positive development, there's a lot of rebuilding work that has to happen.
One of the dreams of Malaysians, particularly like for example, my children are Chindians whose ancestors have been here for more than 100 years. One of the dreams is that in future generations, Malaysians will no longer be defined by race and religion. Are there concrete steps we can take from this Pakatan government?
I think the development on 9th of May is a very good sign, simply because we saw how racial politics or race-based parties were almost wiped out in the last general election. So it shows that people are concerned about the economy, about bread and butter issue, more than racial politics. When I was in school, back then in the 90s, I remember just having very little of such argument in the public space. And we all have very good Malay friends, Chinese friends, Indian friends. But if you look at the children today, I think if the parents don't intentionally create a multiracial space for them, very few of them actually do have friends across races. It is our duty as parents on Saturday and Sunday ensure that they do have fellowship with people of all races. Let them play football, let them go to picnic with friends of different races. We have to create that space for them to mingle. Yeah, it's not really about whether it's Chinese school or Tamil school, but it's issue of language being politicized. Moving ahead, I think the new Education Minister Mazli has spoken quite a bit about this, and there's now emphasis placed in English again. I do hope that whatever I experience in school can be experienced by the next generation. Yeah.
One of the immediate challenges was the child marriage issue in Kelantan, and it immediately brought into focus that the new government will face the pressures from either side. Some who think we're not liberal enough, others who want us to be more conservative. So how did you react? I remember one Aziza came under criticism, and you've had a post which in defense of her. How did you what prompted you, and how do you feel about that situation?
For child marriage, I'm actually not concerned about the political stand at all. I don't care whether whatever we do is being criticized by BN or Pakatan Harapan. I'm more concerned with the numbers. A lot of attention has been focused on the 11-year-old girl in Kelantan. But when you look at the numbers show that it's not an ad hoc case. The numbers are huge, right? 10,000 for Muslims in the last 10 years and 5,000 for non-Muslims in the last 10 years. And therefore, we have to go down to the specific, what is causing these marriages to happen. Okay, it is not every case involve a man who is in his 40s marrying a child, but those cases I condemn. Those cases is clear cut, okay, grooming. But what happened to teenagers who are in love, not given proper sex education? There are apparently a lot of these cases involve teenagers who are in love, and because they are not given proper information, they are now stuck in this situation. They cannot move forward, neither can they undo what they have done, right? So as a responsible government and a community, we have to face the truth. The truth is, none of our kids is equipped with proper sex education. That is the fact. The numbers are not just about child marriages, teenage pregnancy, baby dumping, right? Will a single piece of legislation solve this? We can do it, and we will do it because it's in our manifesto, raising the minimum age to 18. But does that mean we will be able to remove all the child marriages in the interior area? Compulsory education in this nation, now we're only looking at 12, right? So if you want to move it up to 18, it must be done together with all other aspects. Education must be also raised to a minimum level of 18. Right? And you have to ensure that when you ban this totally, it is fair to the Orang Asli children who have no education. When they hit puberty, for a lot of them, right, who don't go to university, the next natural thing for them to do is to get married and raise a family. Okay? We need to be able to have access to all these communities and ensure that they are educated about the consequences of getting married at a young age. So there's a lot of awareness and educational process that needs to take place first before we can say, let's wipe this out totally. Passing the legislation is the easiest part for me. That is the easiest thing to do because we have the majority in the house. But it will not, without education, solve this problem in the interior area. Yeah, that to me is my greatest concern.
There's a lot of hard work ahead, but Hannah Yeoh isn't about to let her busy schedule get in the way. In fact, the 39-year-old cites the valuable time she spends with husband M. Ramachandran and their two daughters as inspiration for carrying out her duties as a deputy minister.